Nation every day.
People now with this. We don't go carry the latest material when they post and no post for different laws. The one where you go use for birth, marriage, burial, graduation. All these ones were cost. So you go get them for small money. For we get different material like SL brick, gold, less, sombo, video, material. This material cost. So get them for small you know crash but money come out for pocket. So
This is Nigerian number Sokoba Road, side Owena Junction, Benin City. Telephone 081 718 958.
Hallelujah! Visited those states as Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Christian Association of Nigeria, make the grace of God, the W.F. Kumuyi visited those states. This time, 8 places now for this unlimited power for unlimited freedom. On the 20th of October, for Ezomo College, Olukuna for road, that in the evening, and October now for Iguabazu Grammar School for 6 in the early morning. For that same October 21, for 5 o'clock in the evening, Emado Secondary School for Ekboma. Then 22 of Council Public Field for Uromi. That's one at 6 o'clock in the early morning. For that same on the 22, he go there for Auchi for Azama Primary School. That night in the evening. 3 in the area of he go there for Ido Community Secondary School. On the 23 for 5 o'clock in the evening, program for Gara. That night 5 o'clock in the evening. On the 24, Papa go land for inside St. James Fuzi. 8 o'clock in the early.
Plus, Obama extends U.S. military's Afghan mission. A very good afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us on the World News on Independent Television. Those states, Comrade Adams Chumole says his administration has succeeded in changing the history of those states following the provision of infrastructure and reforms.
Created aggressive tax reforms that has resulted in the over 900% increase in internally generated revenue. The governor said he has not relented in impacting in human capital development, which led to massive investment in the education sector, pointing out that the benefits have become enormous following the improved enrollment in public schools and the performance of the state in recent WASC exams. Imo and Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola of Osun State took their turns at the summit to brief the audience on how they have fared in their states.
For me, what are the key things that we should do? One, our state must be secured, which is what everybody is trying to do. We must create an enabling environment.
And of course, taking care of their welfare. That's why very early in my administration, as soon as I was able to move, double my IGR, I increased the teacher salary in January and paid them on the 25th of
attended by governors of South, Southeast and Southwest, has as its theme tough choices, achieving competitiveness, inclusive growth and sustainability. Christy Macaulay reporting.
The 2014 Batch C core members of the National
Mr. Gideon Ovaka enjoined all members to see themselves as leaders of tomorrow who will determine the social development of the country. The governor, who stressed that he is impressed with their performances during the service year, on the need for them to put all they have learned into good use in their future endeavors.
Let me remind you that the world you are stepping into is currently undergoing rapid changes, and it therefore behoves you to make appropriate responses to the challenges posed by the world. The NYSC scheme has greatly enhanced our unity as a nation. It is indeed a beacon of hope, an indispensable factor in our national development aspirations.
Some core members who were filled with joy express themselves this way.
Today is one of my happiest moments. It's a day I look forward to see, and I thank God. Although not everyone is passing out today, but I thank God we are passing out, and I'm among those passing out. At least I have something to show for it.
I'm so happy, honestly. Now I'm no longer under the cage of federal government. I can now go and explore. I'm happy.
It's a really wonderful day for every one of us passing out core members. I feel very, very happy serving my father's land.
We thank God, at least we overcame. I'm alive from November 2014 to November to October 2015. It's a great experience.
2,476 core members passed out at the ceremony. Patience Usayomabo reporting.
And to some security issues, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Chris Ezike, has stressed the need for greater collaboration between the police and members of the public to combat crime. Mr. Ezike stated this while on the familiarization tour of Ohio and Abudu divisions. The report by Victor Rio is presented by Ikmomusa Uyagbe.
The Edo State Police Commissioner, Mr. Chris Ezike, addressing officers and men of the police, including members of the host communities, Police Community Relations Committee, Vigilante Group, among others, said community policing is the best way of combating crime in every society. According to the Commissioner of Police, if members of the public work in harmony with the police, criminals will find it difficult to operate.
These boys who are disturbing us, it's either all of them are from the community or half of them are from the community, and they bring people who are outside to come and join them. Not so? No. The thieves are from our community. The people, when they thief, they kill, are also from the community.
Very frequent vandalization of these pipes, but I'm happy that with the cooperation of the community and your men, that incidents have been reduced to zero level.
Musa Ugiagbe reporting.
A mother and her 2 children narrowly escaped death in an accident that occurred yesterday on College Road by Goodwill Junction, Ekewa Road, Benin City. Rosaline Evorame reports that the accident happened when the children were knocked down by a vehicle on their way to school.
When the news crew arrived at the scene, the 2 children and the mother knocked down in the accident have been rushed to the hospital. The accident.
The 2 children they ground flat. I was chatting. When I run come here, I cry for help. They help me rush them go hospital for here. The children they are conscious for more than 2 hours.
I was in the shop when I came
Of the road as a result of the accident, also narrated how
as I did has this morning, they call me say motor don't hit my store. When I come this morning and I see I saw the store big.
At the hospital, the children and the mother were unconscious when the news crew visited. The matron at the hospital, however, expressed confidence that the woman and her children are responding to treatment.
Well, when they were brought in, they were stable.
Bumper for safety. The car was still on motion when the incident occurred, which prompted the driver to stop the car before sympathizers came with fire extinguishers to help put out fire. At the time of this report, the cause of the fire could not be ascertained, but the driver of the car escaped unhurt. Rosaline Evorame reporting.
If you have just joined us, you're watching Independent Television World News. Still to come, EU backs Turkey action plan on migrant crisis. For more on ITV Radio News, you can visit our website www.itvradionnigeria.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ITV-Radio-NG, on Twitter at ITV-Radio-NG. You can also watch TV on Star Channel 130. I'm traveling from Turkey.
The deal reached at talks in Brussels links concessions on Turkish demands regarding links with the EU. In Brussels, European leaders agreed to accelerate the liberalization for Turks wanting to visit the EU's borderless Schengen area the weekend. Earlier on Thursday, Ms. Merkel, all EU must be prepared. Policy Chief Federica Mogherini called for member states to address the causes of migration by providing more money for Syrian refugees in Jordan, Lebanon and Turkey, and for development in Africa. Sharon Ajayi reporting.
And now away to Israel, where Prime Minister Benjamin 30 Palestinians who have been killed in recent violence. Reports say tensions between Israelis and Palestinians have been fueled by talks unless Israel halted settlement building in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. According to reports, Israel has built more than 100 settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem since it occupied the territories in the 1967 Middle East War. The settlements are considered illegal under international law. The sea in recent years have raised tensions with its neighbors. According to reports, the Philippines and Vietnam in particular have overlapping claims with China. China's proposal comes a week after the U.S. announced it was considering sending ships in the South China Sea to area China has claimed for itself, a plan which China has rebuked. The suggestion for joint drills was made at a meeting with defense ministers from the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Regional Alliance. China's defense ministry said in a statement that the drills would be one way of achieving the aim of jointly solving disputes and controlling risks. China has been accused of militarization and illegally expanding its maritime claims by reclaiming land around island reefs and building airstrips and structures on them. The U.S. has called on China to halt such activities. Heavy rains have triggered flash floods and mudslides across California, according to Croatia and Bosnia, with a cleanup operation now underway. And in a different development,
but the U.S. military says troops will be needed to help Afghan forces counter a growing Taliban threat. According to reports, there are currently 9,800 U.S. troops stationed in Afghanistan. Reports says the U.S. forces will be staying following Taliban stepping up its insurgency. U.S. President Barack Obama described the mission in Afghanistan as vital to U.S. national security interests.
I do not send you into harm's way lightly. It's the most solemn decision that I make. I know the wages of war and the wounded warriors I visit in the hospital and in the grief of Gold Star families. But as your commander-in-chief,
month-long review, Afghan president is expected to welcome the move as he had been pushing for a slower withdrawal of U.S. to allow Afghans to be better trained and equipped. In Kiruka, Anna Jemba reporting.
Venezuelan from the Dutch Caribbean island of Aruba. Reports say he is expected to appear in court. The opposition blames on failed socialist policies of Mr. Chavez and his successor, Mr. Maduro, several to 1974, when Brazil was under military rule. He obeyed orders from his superiors in the army. Former Cody agent Marivo Diaz-Chavez told the Truth Commission how Rakhine State since criminal violence erupted there 3 years ago. Reports say she is campaigning ahead of the first openly contested elections in India have since been living in camps in Rakhine. They are not considered citizens by the government, so are not allowed to vote, among other of conflicts. The government has been engaged in to post media comments in the wake of the one law something on October at Waterstone, Piccadilly. They also escaped punishment for pushing Murillo in the Stamford Bridge technical area in October 2014. That's been the size of our world news. Thanks for watching. On behalf of the news producer Sharon Ajayi, I am Uyi. Good afternoon.
Laboratories, medical and consumer science apparatus, for chemical analysis, Are you a medical practitioner or laboratory scientist? Buy genuine medical equipment and consumables at the best competitive prices. Blood pressure and sugar monitor machine international, the true place for genuine chemicals and medical equipment.
Hello everyone. Today we shall be looking at the characteristics of water. Water is essential to life, to our regular living. Every needs. Excuse me. I need to get some water, please.
Master, I have a mug. I
Niger, let's do it again. Niger, let's go all out. 1-4, and we're set home again. 4 times we've brought the trophy. 4 times we've held the world spellbound. Join the world with Star Times on October 17th to November 8th to experience the passion and excitement on and off the pitch at the Under-17 World Cup in Chile. Nigeria will compete against Croatia, USA, and host Chile. Under-17 exclusive on Star Times and enjoy more live football action. For details, visit our website www.startimes.com.ng. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Do you want to be a practicing journalist, a reporter, a presenter, or a broadcaster? Here is the golden opportunity you have been waiting for. Push Africa, in partnership with Job Aid, is offering graduates with jobs in the industry, practicing journalists, unemployed graduates, NYSC core members, and other professionals. A 6 weeks training in Abuja. Start date 2nd November. Venue the African University of Science and Technology, Abuja. Tuition, accommodation, and resource materials 150,000 naira. Deadline for registration October. Application.
Woo! And it's a lovely afternoon. It's another Friday afternoon. I'd love to say good day to each and every one of you, wherever you are, as far as you're viewing us right about now, watching ITV. I'm saying happy Friday to you, and hope you're set and ready for the weekend, because for me, I'm already there. I'm so on, I'm so weekend-fied, and I'm about to unleash the weekend right on you wherever you are. I'm your boy. I'm Sidney Shock, and I'm so happy to be here. It's Lunchtime Friday, and you know what we do? We come, we party, we gist, we chat, we learn things. You know, I mean, we share ideas together. That's what we do. And at the same time, you have your lunch with me. That's that. And this afternoon, I've got a whole lot for you. Couple of new musical videos, right here from Nigeria. All will be hitting you, and it's a couple of gist at the same time. But before we do that, let's check out this, comedy battle that happened 2 weeks ago in faraway Port Harcourt at the AY Life, comedy concert. Now, check it out. Everything went fine and good and smooth until Helen Paul. You know Helen Paul, the girl that talks with a small baby voice, okay? Until she went on stage and took a swap at virtually every well-known established comedian, from I Go Die to Basket Mouth to Ali Baba and to Gordon's. And Gordon's didn't really find it funny. Now, let's just go check the whole thing out. When I come back, I'll be asking you guys back at you. Let's go check it out, and let's check out what Gordon said after the performance. I'll be right back. Let's go. Boom.
Helen Paul with his very face. Come here, they can't talk. Say, guess and take. If you try that nonsense again, that will be the end of your career. Yeah, no be jara, no be verse. I go talk.
Well, I don't go feel marry someone like AY, not too fine. I'm only help him. The one way worst pass where I know fit start now bros go down. He be like a ballis. Only person where they dress for this comedy industry, I don't go lie. Now I go die. The guy they dress, even if na afternoon. No, they dress. Even though the work or the show na afternoon, you go still wear dinner tie. He's a buffer. Then Ali Baba na he was. In kind of joke, na insects like Obasanjo that they laugh put. So he don't respect himself, they do, I'm a father in the industry. Now when material don't finish, they're going to do no we are mature. Men, I know that's why I tell now, baskets now he was. As he married, dress sense change. Now we baskets, this single, all those single girls go to buy on top. I bought this for you from China. Yeah, baby, thanks, yeah. Thanks.
Helen Paul with his very face. Come here, they can't talk. Say, guess and touch. If you try that nonsense again, that will be the end of your career. Yeah, no be jara, no make me vex. I go talk. No make me vex. We leave you because you are upcoming. If you try that, tell me poor with the yam leg. And the poor. He get the for chest. We don't know who be the husband. Like this. I go kill her.
Bros, you never reach fight. Yes. All this thing are destiny. Bros, don't use 15 years, no endorsement to me cost your life. MTN at 55. Oh. You understand? Don't be me problem for you, bro. Sorry.
Oh. Worry. Area. Frustrated wizard. Because when woman get my features, you call her he. How your husband? Chris.
Oh my goodness, can you believe that, man? I mean, that was totally going out of line. For me, but you won't believe this, right? I mean, after all said and done, Goddess came out and said, hey, we were just getting paid. We were just having fun and making you guys, laugh and joke. But hey, you guys watched it now. You just saw it, right? You saw the body language. You saw the facial countenance and everything. Do you actually think that that was stage managed? Or that was some real life stuff? Now that's the question right here. Now you want to answer it, hit me up on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle over there at IYSydney. Yeah, I want to know from you guys. Do you think, going by what Gordon said, that it was all just having fun, trying to make money and make people laugh and all that it wasn't real? Do you think it wasn't real? It was stage managed? It was, planned? Or do you think it was real? I want you to actually speak your mind right now. Yeah, we are bringing Rush Hour down here right now. Speak your mind on the show as we're interacting, have fun together right here on Lunch Friday. Once again, it's the much talked about comedy battle that went down in Port Harcourt 2 weeks ago out there at AY Live Show. As you do that, let's jump on the mix, man. Got a couple of jams out here to hit you guys with. Let's kick start with this one. You're going to love this, man. It's up the chain. And don't forget, man, it's Lunchtime Friday. Keep your tweets coming down at IYSydney, and we'll hit it right here on the show.
It's Gazi Clef Productions.
Yeah, I got money locked, days ready. Take the presidential seat, no campaigning. Even my girl, they flex like this Eddie. Girl, I try to beef you, boy, you can't pay me.
My money in it all day. I dey give God the glory, but still they worry. I know get time for story. They be getting money all day. We be getting money all day. We be getting money all day. We be getting money all day. Money in it all day. Money in it all day. I dey give God the glory. Chillin' in the Lambo. Them see me as I know. No time to chat, time as I know. No time to see road and I jabo. Buyaka, okay, boss. 21 salute to okay, boss. Wait, hustle don't pay. Hustle all the money rampage. Chance everyone. Want to get a song. Want to saw me doing your mom when you pay my call. Chance everyone. Want ferry me song. Want to saw me the job. Tori your job call. My money now. My money now. My money in it all day. I dey give God the glory, but still they worry. I know get time for story. They be getting money all day. 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 Money in it all day. Money in it all day. I dey give God the glory. Sorry, pay money more capable. Want to be sorry, pay money more powerful. Money want pay more saving. Money want pay more. Money want pay share pay more. Láti suffer shoot. Lójoojúmọ́ money láti go wọlé. Àwọn tèmi kí yá ọmọ sáré wọlé. Èmi gan ló lórí ọmọ jayéjayé. Ẹni bínú kó lọ sọrí mọ́lẹ̀ kò dé káyé. Wọ́n ní pé mo kéré, gbogbo yín máa sáré. Tí n bá dúró lórí aláàtì mi ẹ máa kéré. Búyáká wọ́n lókè boss. 21 salute to lókè boss. Wait, hustle don't pay. Hustle money rampage. My money now.
Nowadays, they pay us for content. content. People wanna hear me speak about concepts. To so many people I be God sent. Nothing nobody can do, cause I'm wanted. Might spend a week in Johannes. Just splurge the swerve and heat bodies. That is just how we rolling now. How we eclipse them all with no malice. Used to be inside bus, we would manage. Just brought a brand new car for my manage. Money in the lorry, rest in the trailer. The balance container. What more can I say, man?
My money, my money in the lorry. I dey give God the glory. But still they worry. I no get time for story. We be getting money all day. 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 Money in the lorry. My money in the lorry. My money in the lorry. I dey give God the glory. But still they worry. I no get time for story. We be getting money all day. Please get it clear.
Suspect on the mix.
Mr. Flavor, can you do me a favor? Mastercraft on the beat.
Original Mr. Flavor upon the dance on the dance now. P Square. Are you ready now? Maya Sherikoko. Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. You're my sexy rose. Maya Sherikoko. Baby, I see something meaningful for your back. You're my sexy rose. Maya Sherikoko. Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. You're my sexy rose. Maya Sherikoko. Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. Child, you too fine, oh. Baby, you too fine, oh. You too sweet, oh. I will go the extra mile, oh. Anything for you, my baby. Because your waist is 34, your hips 44, and you are 24. I love my baby. Jealousy, jealousy. I don't care, Baby, I see beautiful. Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. You're my sexy rose. Maya Sherikoko. Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. See this girl, she's fine. Originally designed. My people, no need to they criticize her. Now my testimony, only me they satisfy her. Yeah, you my everything. When we enter the place, you just scatter this. I cannot believe. I gave you my heart 'cause I'm feeling the heat. I believe because your waist is 34, your hips 44, you are 20. I love my baby. Jealousy, jealousy. I don't care, Baby, I see something beautiful for your back. Cause your waist is 34, your hips 44, you are 20. I love my baby. Jealousy, jealousy. I don't care, Baby, I see something beautiful.
And the one ranking, yeah. What's that? Blaze up the fire, can hold that.
Sweetie, I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am falling for you. See, I like your style, I am falling for you. Baby boy, make a wine up for you. Boy, I'm too sweetie, I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am falling for you. See, I like your style, I am falling for you. Baby boy, make a wine up for you.
So you wine on me tonight. I'm on a crazy. Yeah, you know that tonight. I'm one of them crazy. So you know that sleep tonight. When you wine on me tonight. Yeah, you know that sleep tonight. So your body feel alright.
You fly, you are what about me. And I know you want time. And I hear all the chicks with the fire around town. Fine boy, all the girls just wanna bang bang. You fly, you are what about me. Don't lie, and I know you want time. And I hear all the chicks with the fire around town. Fine boy, all the girls just wanna bang bang.
Everyone kiss and caress you. Everyone kiss and caress you. Me want know if you want me to. But mommy, they in a hurry. Everyone kiss and caress you.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do now?
Tell me in a hurry.
Man, why you in a hurry? Make love and make the money. Slow down, make I show you the way. Take you on a ride to the way. Rude boy, always in a hurry. You wanna make love and make the money. A Benny, make I show you the way. Take you on a journey to the Milky Way. What about you, sweetie? I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am for you. See, I like your style, I am for you. Baby boy, make a wine up for you. What up, you, sweetie? I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am falling for you. See, I like your style, I am falling for you. Baby boy, make a wine up for you.
So you wine on me tonight. I'm on a go crazy. Yeah, you know that sleep tonight. I'm one of them crazy. So you know that sleep tonight. When you wine on tonight. Yeah, you know that sleep tonight. Make your body feel alright.
Let me go, hold me tight. You know you love the way I whine. Hold me, let me go, hold me tight. You know you love the way I whine.
Cutie, me love what me hearing. Same time you hearing. Your backside is looking so daring. Yeah, me want your love, you're no sharing.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do now?
You asking possible.
What you gon' do? What you gon' do now?
Me no keep and tell girl I'm sorry.
What about you, sweetie? I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am falling for you. See, I like your style, I am falling for you. Baby boy, make a wine up for you. What up, you, sweetie? I'm falling for you. Baby boy, I am falling for you. See, I like your style, I am
Oga fake night boss. You come Lagos, now you go campus. Girls are very soft. You won't come plus. Now money don't lost. Yeah. You follow Bobo, spend your money on top of Bobo. And me say we don't come back. You follow Bobo, spend your money on top of Bobo. And me say we don't come back to read. Chief Oga Titus, accounts they read my nose. You want to host World Cup, now why for you big bros? And you know practice, they do like Raymond. What that is? Titus, what is this? Oga Titus. Titus, you know them for me, when they do gaga oh. What about Madam Titus? That one they spread virus. She don't bend down, collect money, go bend down boutique just to buy fake things, like fake shoes. They form big babe, she they be fine babe. You want knock man, they find big man. You want jam on that Titus. What's the very mistake? What the hell is this? Na very disgrace. Omo, you don't fuck up. Titus, you don't lock up. You follow Boho, spend your money on top of Boho. MSI, we don't go back. Boho, spend your money on top of Boho. MSI, we don't go back to read.
Crazy one out there for you. Oga Titus, brand new, dropped last weekend. Hey, you know what's up, man. This is the only place you can actually check them out first and nowhere else. They don't know, but now they know. They know how it's going down. It's Lunch to Friday. How you doing, man? How's it going down? You having fun right here. Fun of my life. No doubt about it. Now, the big talk here. The big talk. I just played the video here. The comic battle between Helen Paul and Gordons 2 weeks back in Port Harcourt. And the question is, Sydney, they no plan that thing, no. All right, okay. They no plan that thing. Okay, that means you think there was more to it than me that I'm not going to believe. Hashtag no good believe. All right, I have this one from HNK, and you say Shaka. And laughing at my heart. Please, can you replay the video? Oh no, I can't replay the video because this is, you know, a musical program. Yeah, and you say, well, I think it was stage managed, but they looked real. All right, they looked real. I got you. The last one I'm going to take right here is from Kelvin. Yeah, Kelvin Hart. What? Kelvin Hart? Are you the favorite Kelvin Hart I like? All right. Okay, maybe it's just a name crash or name sick. All right, Kevin Hart says, Shocker, that is as real as the gospel. Okay? They weren't faking. And I could see, okay, and I could see Gordon's really feeling and acting so peace, no matter what they say. Okay. All right, now just keep your tweets coming down because we're doing this all afternoon right here in the house. I want to know from you guys, you know, if you think it was real or not. And I have something I'm going to play after having to do with this same, you know, issue on ground between superpower houses, you know, not just holding the baby alone. She was holding, you know, a cigar. Yeah, a cigar. But I can't show you the cigar here because we're not allowed to do that. Oh, okay, yeah, we go. Yeah, she was actually, you know, smoking marijuana. View. It ended up being just a publicity stunt to push and promote her new single called the promotion of her new song, you know, called Baby Moma. And she says that song, Baby Moma, you know, was dedicated to all the girls out there who are actually having children outside wedlock for a certain man. Okay, let me break it down. You know, in Nigeria, officially, traditionally, before the woman born for you, you don't pay for the woman head until you don't go meet the papa and the mama, do trado and customary with her hair. Then they'll come allow you to say, okay, she is now yours. Then you guys now start breeding children and making a family. Okay. They know that she doesn't want to end up like that. She don't want to be, rather, she wants to be, wants to have day it pays the bills. It's crazy, sick, man. That's what's up. It's the boy shot this man holding it now. Keep your tweet coming down. Once again, I'm asking the question, what do you think? Do you think it was stage managed? Or do you think it was real?
I like woman, I conquer. Jump around and show you stop to the say I can make them happy. Mama and the papa they know me. Children just stay happy. My brother Shaka alcohol, oh Shaka alcohol. Oh yeah, I be the one that they talk about it. Anything I touch, they turn to gold. I today plus I conquer. As the biggest boss them conquer. They kill with speed I conquer. No act like you forgot. And they make them shake it in my ball. Everybody shake it in my ball. Hey baby, oh yeah, make I touch your contour. Hey baby, oh yeah. One day shake alcohol.
Play the blues, make you do as I do. Enjoy yourself, baby boo. Even your boo, get a boo. Share the gala, share the booze. Everybody wanna do. I never tie back to my boo. If your body touch your monkey, you get belly. Just after the reggae, play the blues. Talk and do, I do. Cause I know they fuck and do. Dance for reggae, dance for blues. That's on my son who likes it. Enjoyment a day, and no come this life to suffer. Ain't no good them like to do. As long as you money to do, your boo get a boo. Share the gala, share the boo.
Everybody pass me on this side. One fish. The back in August, but in a scene. So I'm no can't realize so much in the eyes. See what you done to me. In the eyes. Oh, let me pop. The smiles and the tears we share. Oh yeah. The liquor and the weed. Love you like never before. Girl, like ring and finger, they make you for me. Like never in your life. I want to you like never before. Change your this social they make me the guy. I want to do
Son? Yes, father. This is Nelisa. Nelisa?
Je m'appelle Oresti le combat.
I know fit to Abel, Jamaica, Abel, Abel.
And right here from Bafi. For Hakon, I've been blazing, y'all. This one says, help me tell Gordons, make him take heart, okay? Weeks.
Gordon's got page. Hip TV spoke with him to find out if
they were just trying to get paid, and that was well. From what you guys have said, now don't forget the hurry, man. Miss IT. I'm leaving out with this one coming out from Harry Song and two fans. Yeah, it's the remix of Better.
The backside the book out, and I see you was happy.
ITV 2015 venue Church Auditorium, Eagles Ministry, 992 Upper Road, by National Superintendent Chief Reverend Mrs. E.E. Omodane, General Superintendent. Come
and body rashes.
Symptoms persist after 2 days. Consult.
Skincare now.
I'm using Benessa on a line.
The area of the Nigerian economy. Now, if you have followed the news in the last couple of days, while President Muhammadu Buhari is taking out time to re-emphasize the stance against corruption and ensure that monies stolen out of this country are brought back to actually turn the economy around for the better. So he wants us to look at countries like, say, Brazil, India, Malaysia, and Singapore, where SMEs have actually contributed significantly to the growth and development of these economies. And then we'll move on to the issue of the Treasury Single Account, TSA. You know, we told you a few weeks ago that over 300 of MDAs have actually not complied with the TSA policy. And now today I will be bringing you details as to one particular agency of the federal government that might be the first, if you will, scapegoats for not complying with that policy. And of course, as usual, we have a feature for this week, one that will be looking at fish farming. And I told you last week, Friday, that we'll be looking at the subject of fish farming, what has become of fish farming in the last couple of years, the level of awareness, those who smile at the bank by virtue of being involved in fish farming, and of course the challenges and all of the difficulties involved in the middle of the business. I'm Uyi Agumofwebe. Welcome to Business This Week. Straight up, we look at the news where Nigeria receives an average of $6 billion in direct foreign investment inflow annually. Mr. Amos Sakaba, a director in Nigerian Investment Promotion, disclosed in Lagos at a organized by Bakoba Legal Services. He said that the statistics on FDI inflow show that Nigeria still ranks as one of the leading FDI destinations in the world. Mr. Sakaba was speaking against the backdrop of the 2015 World Bank Doing Business report, which ranked Nigeria 170th out of 180 countries surveyed on enabling business environment. He said that the report could not have been a true reflection of the Nigerian situation, stressing that Nigeria is daily being inundated with inquiries by prospective foreign investors. Mr. Sakaba said that a group of French investors had just visited the country to explore investment opportunities, while there were still others currently in Abuja. He said that the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council had designed many initiatives to lure foreign investors into the country, one of which was the granting of pioneer status to some startup companies. And now to the issue of rice importation, which has generated controversy in the last couple of days. And the federal government has said that it has plans to stop the importation of rice in the next 2 years. However, stating that the policy will not be enforced until it has developed industries to produce maximally for local consumption. The plan was disclosed by Zamfara State Governor and Chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari, after a joint meeting with the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshimbanjo, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, and permanent secretaries of federal ministries at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Governor Yari stated that with the emerging political willpower of the present government and the availability of arable land, Nigeria can sustain itself with rice production. He regretted that so much money had gone into rice importation, which he said could be produced locally. Determined to ensure quicker and improved revenue monitoring and allocation system, Office Machines Nigeria Limited has successfully secured and deployed a highly scalable web-based application for the revenue mobilization allocation and fiscal commission. The application, known as RAMFIS, will assist the commission to effectively monitor the revenue accruals to and disbursement from the federation accounts to the 3 tiers of government. Following the successful deployments, the Commission entered into an agreement with the Office Machines Nigeria Limited to make available the information technology tool of RAFMIS and also conduct a train-the-trainer for a mix of technical and super users of the Commission in Abuja. And of course, in a different development, from the current 18% telecoms contribution to gross domestic product GDP, the chief executive officers in the telecoms sector are targeting 25% contribution to Nigeria's GDP. In order to meet top Nigerian CEOs from diverse sectors of the economy, led by telecoms CEOs, will be meeting at the Nigerian Telecom Impact CEO Forum 2015, with the aim of delivering good news, as Turkish ambassador to Nigeria, Hakan Kakil, has said that trade volume between both countries has now reached $2.5 billion. The Turkish envoy stated this at a forum organized by the Abuja Chamber of Challenges and weak legal and regulatory systems have been identified as some of the major constraints to doing business in Nigeria. At a breakfast meeting organized by Legal Department Law Group in conjunction with the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, participants listed other impediments to include extremely weak commercial judicial system, dearth of skilled human resources, absence of information for rational decision making, and policy inconsistencies. The participants also further noted that Nigeria's dependence on oil as the mainstay of its economy is not sustainable and called for urgent needs to diversify the economy. They pointed out that Nigeria obviously is unprepared for this shift from dependence on crude oil to shale oil. And back to the telecoms sector. Telecoms operators have called on the Nigerian Communications Commission to exert more of its statutory powers to address the myriad of challenges which have stunted growth of the Nigerian telecoms sector. The operators, who spoke through their umbrella body, the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria, insisted that the NCC, as the industry regulator and the telecoms operators, must take. And also, story directly related to the Treasury single account. The Central Bank of Nigeria has frozen all bank accounts operated by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), following the Commission's failure to comply with the federal government's directive that all agencies and departments must operate Treasury single accounts (TSA). The Commission is now cash-strapped and is unable to discharge most of its responsibilities. Informed sources at the Commission had reviewed that INEC had failed to comply with the government's directives on the TSA, due largely to the peculiar activities of the body as the nation's electoral umpire, which should qualify it for exemption from the new directive. And now moving to England, where the British government said it had raised £591.1 million by selling most of its stake in Royal Mail, the operator of Britain's postal service. The government sold a 13% at 455 pence a share to institutional investors overnight, raising the equivalent of $907 million. It also said it would give its remaining 1% stake to eligible Royal Mail employees, completing its exit from the company 2 years after Royal Mail went public. Royal Mail employees received 10% of the company's shares when it had its initial public offering in October 2013 and would own 12% of the company after the latest share award by the government. Nike says its expected annual revenue to grow 63% to $50 billion by 2020, with sales in its women's category set to double during the period. The sportswear maker, which bucked a trend of slowing sales consumer China with 30% growth in the 3 months that ended in August, said there was no slowdown in demand from China. The company's chief, Mark Parker, says there's an appetite for premium authentic brands in China. Nike expects sales in its women's business to reach over $11 billion in the next 5 years, from $5.7 billion in 2015. The company's e-commerce business, which brings in just about $1 billion, is expected to grow to $7 billion in the next 5 years. And finally, we move to India, where multinationals around the globe have begun to look seriously at manufacturing in that country with its plentiful and inexpensive labor pool. But the investment does not mean doing business in India is getting any easier. Instead, what it means is that it is a sign that doing business in China is even more difficult. For Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India, the situation presents a political and, of course, economic challenge. Progress in improving the country's inadequate roads, rail lines, and ports has been slow. Corruption remains pernicious. Urban air pollution is even worse in India than in China and could deteriorate further as more factories are built. Foxconn, the world's largest contract manufacturer of smartphones and other electronics, which has most of its factories in China, agreed in August to open between 10 and 12 plants in western India by the year 2020, deploying as many as 50,000 workers. A week earlier, General Motors had announced plans to invest about $1 billion to develop a new car model for the Indian market and nearly double the size of its 7-year-old factory on the outskirts of Pune in that country. So much for the news on business this week. We'll now take a quick look at our special feature, which takes a look at the business of fish farming. Enjoy it.
At this specialized Center for Aquaculture of the National Institute for Freshwater Fisheries Research, tilapia and catfish have been the focus of numerous research efforts. This gigantic, so conspicuously positioned fish statue is nothing but a pointer to the area of focus of the institute. Within these premises, you find several fish rearing tanks. One major area of specialization of the center is the farming of tilapia, a species often found in African waters.
We know that tilapia is a tropical fish. Tilapia is an African fish. The weather, the climate is conducive for tilapia production, but we have a challenge under tilapia production. The tilapia is highly prolific and it produces a lot, and because of that it's always stunted in growth. So it's a challenge. So we did feed and we discovered that the male tilapia grew faster than the female tilapia. And since it's African fish, easy to produce, even the feeding it's not too much of a challenge compared to catfish. So we now decided to use 3 research focus under this research, that is production of all male tilapia using hormonal treatment, manual sexing, and YY super male.
Researchers at the National Institute for Freshwater Fisheries Research Institute have been deeply involved in conducting researches on tilapia. The technology used by Nigerian scientists imply hormonal treatment of the fish. The method involves the use of hormones to produce male tilapia to meet production targets as set out by the protocols of research and to respond to the concerns of fish farmers. As soon as they started using this technology, researchers were faced with the challenge that required adoption of solutions.
One of the biggest challenges we are having here is how to hatch the tilapia eggs, because the tilapia egg needs to be in a constant motion. It's not like the catfish egg. So we try to improvise by constructing this. How does this system work? Water comes out from this tank through a pipe, goes to this UV light, then comes under here. Coming under here now, the water will now be supplied through here. This is where the egg, make sure that the continues rolling. So the pressure from which the water is coming out from here, we always make the egg to continue rolling in constant motion so that the egg does not rest. If it rests in if tilapia egg rests in a place, it will not hatch.
The research conducted by the Nigerian Center for Aquaculture aims to use a hybrid type of fish capable of responding to changing local environments. According to researchers, this newfound breed is likely to outperform the original species. The ultimate goal is to develop standard brood stocks capable of meeting the expectations of farmers who seek to reap profits from their farming business. No doubt, Nigerian researchers have recorded large achievements. Parts of the research conducted on fish, the science at the Nigerian Institute of Aquaculture have successfully overcome a major challenge. During the dry season, the catfish reproduce very little, thanks, however, to the emergence of solutions to help curb this bane of fish farming, especially by feeding the fish with vitamin B and E fortified feed.
The research focus is for us to hybridize angularis from 3 ecological we did, and we produced the fingerlings. This is what we are seeing. And the focus is that as we advance in this research, at the end of the day, we are able to get a broodstock that is local to us. So in comparative to Cleras garapinos we are using now, they are adaptable to the environment. So the essence is that the survivor, even in this research, we discovered that the survivor was actually higher.
Usually during season, the females reabsorb their eggs while the males reabsorb their milk, which prevents them from reproducing during the dry season period. And so we are using this feed to feed our broodstock so that we will be able to produce fingerlings throughout the year.
As remarkable is recorded the production of juveniles, the scientists at the Nigerian Institute of Aquaculture have new markets for farmers and all those contemplating engaging in farming. People interested in the business have ventured into the sector to begin their fish farms. The results achieved by the researchers have opened great avenues for job and wealth creation. Today, many economic activities have sprung up around this fish species.
I think I've been to fish farming since year 2006. And in fact, I would advise anybody, any other, even though you're a government personnel, it is good to venture into fish farming because it doesn't stop you for any other thing you're doing. It's a very good business, very profitable, but it needs close monitoring. The dimension of our ponds is about 10 by 11 meters, and each of the ponds we used to stock about 2,000 pieces in each pond. And if we stock 2,000 pieces, of getting 2,000 per pond. For this, I've been able to achieve a lot because actually when I started I didn't have anything. I'm a fresh graduate. I started from the temporary site. I was able to get a permanent site where we are now. So I would advise the youth to go to venture into this business. Don't have fear over it. It's a very profitable business.
That was our special feature that actually took a look at the fish farming business in Nigeria. And of course, we're going to continue the discussion right here in the live studio of Independent Television. This is Business This Week, and we have Mofwegbe, your anchor. I've got the guests with me this great afternoon. He's got a lot of experience as far as fish farming business is concerned. So together, we'll be looking at all of the issues built around fish farming. I'm joined today by Dr. Sam Obomase. I was actually struggling with the last name.
Okay.
Obomase. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Well, we're looking at fish farming, all of the things that have happened over time. Now, let me start with you, basically, because I know this is your field, really.
Exactly.
Some years ago, one of the big businesses, as far as agric is concerned, that actually was big time the boss was poultry. People wanted to own poultries, maybe small poultry behind your house. Some persons made it very commercial. They had to take up as much as maybe 100 by 100 or even much bigger than that just to do poultry business. Of course, many people were successful at it. They have still remained a business till date. Others fell by side. However, in the last couple of years, it has become more of fish farming. You want to tell us about the evolution?
Yes. Whatever we have gotten from fish farming,
yes,
is based on individual effort.
Okay.
Fish farming is very lucrative, but it's capital intensive. And again, another problem we have in fish farming is a problem of going into it without knowing what you are going to go into.
Exactly. We're coming to all that, the problems, because I've heard a lot about the problems.
Yeah.
Let's look at how the thing has happened over time. How come at the point it wasn't a big business?
Yeah.
All of a sudden it has become a very big business. What really changed?
Yes. Far back 1995.
Yes.
There was no feed sellers.
Okay.
In those states as well. So people now got knowing about it, doing it. People will now become an expert in fish farming. Yes. So people are now jumping into it. And mind you, a lot of, let me say, 90% of those who are jumping into it doesn't even know what they are jumping into. So they will jump into it quickly and return back immediately.
Yeah.
One, because they don't have the finance, because it's capital intensive.
We are coming to that too. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even have the wherewithal to go about it. I always advise my client, if you want to, the day you think of going to fish farming, that day you must look for consultant.
That's a point to start from.
Yes. You must look for, because you don't know it, you don't know it. I advise, don't jump into a river you haven't seen before. Look for somebody that knows the in and out of that business. And again, if you are a fisherman, does not make a consultant.
Okay. All right, because you talked about how that the business of fish farming is very capital intensive.
Exactly.
Yet we see fish farms everywhere. How do people manage to jack up capital to start up?
Yes, a feed. You are supposed to get 1 kg flesh.
Okay.
If the food conversion ratio is 100%. But if you have just like agric fowl and native fowl, you cannot compare the growth of agric fowl to native fowl.
No, of course you can't.
The same is applicable in fish farming. So if you have a very good fishes, you make it.
Okay.
But if you have the bad ones, you will lose. Like I always tell people, fish farming can make a rich man to be poor.
Wow.
It can make a poor man to be rich.
So it's a two-way traffic.
Exactly. You don't know it. Depends on how you approach it.
Well, let me pause you briefly. Now, if you're interested in making comments, you want to be a part of this program by way of contribution, there's a Twitter handle into it. Somehow, for some reasons, they survived all of the storm, for want of better words. How does that happen?
Yes, if 100 people venture into it and 3 or 4 survive it, that's not a pass mark.
Okay.
It's not a pass mark. Some are not there to occupy themselves. They're not really making it. Some are there and they are spending to bank every day by day.
Like yourself, for example.
Yes.
I know you don't want to talk about how you smart to the bank.
I started 1995.
Okay, that's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So you're marking your 20th year.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a very thick tax.
Yeah.
There was no feed shop in Benin. There was no. In short, it was just little knowledge about it in Benin.
Let's talk about demand. What's the demand like for fish?
Wow. The demand is just too high.
Okay.
We are not able to meet up to 2% of our local need. Too high.
So there's a long stretch of road to cover.
Yes. If you have 1 million fishes today,
yes,
people are ready to buy it and pay you in cash.
So you can never be stranded of buyers.
At all.
Okay.
Production is the problem because it's capital intensive.
That's right.
You must have a bowl. You must have a land. You must have fence. You must fence the farm land.
Yeah.
The thing is capital intensive.
How does it create jobs, for example? Because I know you have your own business, fish farming business. Yeah. How does it create jobs?
Yes, it creates jobs by giving an opportunity to everybody.
Okay.
You don't even need to have a certificate before you can go into it.
Okay.
With little or no knowledge, you can go into it and survive. So people are going into it because it's just a field you can go into and survive anyhow. It may take you years
the risk involved.
The risk involved, yes. The risk are there.
This particular problem and still reap all the benefits that come from fish farming.
Yes, the problem why fish farming has that bad odor.
Yes.
One, due to power.
Okay, so that's a challenge.
The biggest challenge in fish farming. Power. If you don't have light to pump your water, definitely it will smell.
Okay.
So if you don't have where to pump your water into, that's the wastewater into, definitely it will smell.
Yeah.
So the way you manage it matters. There are things we call back to ground.
Back to ground.
Yeah. So if you have money, you can construct that.
Okay.
All your water will be going to the.
From the way it sounds, it appears it's expensive.
Not that expensive.
Okay.
Not that expensive, but if you don't know who know how to do it, you
could be ripped off.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about exports. You mentioned earlier that we cannot even meet local demand.
Exactly.
All right, for fish. So are we talking about export at all in that scenario?
At all. At all, because it just little or known export of fish from this side of the country. I don't know about that places, but here in those states, nothing is going on in terms of
exports. Okay.
Yeah. The reason is just that we don't have that large money, that huge money to invest. And the international market, they require a lot of things for you to meet up with before you can, fish down there. One, you must meet up to the standard.
Yeah.
You don't. The woman like with local way of.
There's a standard for that.
Exactly. So their standard is very high, and the government they are not laying the platform for us to try. If they create, for instance, now the feed you are even talking about, we can have the machine. The government can provide the machine for us. Then we'll start drying, meeting up to their standard.
So you're saying government is not doing it
at all. Nothing.
But recently, incidentally, I mean, stakeholders have been clamoring for a diversification of the economy from crude oil to agri.
Yeah.
And there's no way you talk about agriculture, for example, and not mention things like fish farming, piggery, poultry, rabbitry, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
All right. And we've also seen in recent years where initiate schemes where people get grants, if you will, all right, to start fish farming ventures and so on and so forth. Don't you think that could be some very appreciable effort on the part of government to encourage fish farming?
Exactly. 2009, we got a grant from the state government.
Okay. Our state government.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 1 billion naira grant.
Okay.
Since 2019 now, we haven't received penny from any government, both federal and state or local government. Not even a penny.
But were you able to actually meet the terms of that grant you got then?
Yes, yes.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah.
We still have everything to meet up to that if they're willing to give to us. But as we speak, they are not willing.
That brings us perhaps to the issue of association, because one would have thought if you had a corporate front that is actually intense in the sense of creating awareness and pushing a common front for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be easier to access grants, not just within.
With all those things, you think we are.
You're doing your part.
Yeah, exactly. But the government are not looking into it at all.
Do you make proposals to government, for example, on what you want them to do for you in particular?
Yes. If you really want to help the farmers,
yes,
you don't even need a proposals.
Okay.
You ask them what you need.
Even without them asking.
Without them asking.
Is that
what did you? Yeah. Yeah. In fact, produce rice.
Okay. That's entire.
Thailand,
yes,
produce rice. The government encourage them, the necessary. They are the one importing rice to our country. And Thailand, they are just a small, tiny country. But they have they meet 40% of the local consumption in this country. What stops us as a state to have the best, let me say, the highest production of catfish in the country or in your water plant?
There are young people. I mean, I've spoken with young people, a lot of them. Some of them are already entrepreneurs on different other fronts.
Yeah.
I mean, not just fish farming.
Yeah.
But I've come to find that many of them are interested in fish farming.
Yeah.
But again, as we mentioned earlier, their biggest constraint is the finance, the startup capital.
Exactly.
All right. One would have thought that those of you who, for want of better words, are already established, would find a way, create some schemes or initiatives to also lend some assistance to these younger ones. I want to believe you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you doing that?
Exactly. Right now, I have 16 graduates in my farm.
Okay. 16
of them free training. So I am happy with the little where I can.
Is your association doing that too as a corporate?
Yes, we are doing it.
Okay.
We are helping each other. Without help from each other, we can't move forward. We want a fish business to grow in this part of the state.
We're going to have to break this discussion into two. We'll take a quick break. I'll be talking with Dr. Sam Obomase. He happens to be a fish farm expert. He has told me several things with regards to fish farming in Nigeria. He's talked about the challenges, all right? The challenge of having to raise money or capital to start up in fish farming, set up in fish farming. He has talked about the issue of power as well, the insanitary issues, and the fact that the government hasn't really done much to encourage those who are in fish farming. We'll take this break and we'll come back. We'll continue with this discussion. We'll now look at the central bank exchange rate. Thanks for staying with us on business this week. Being joined by Dr. Sam Obomase, and we're talking about fish farming in Nigeria and all of the issues associated with joints.
Yeah. Okay. But in Lagos State and Ibadan or your state, about I think they love more of tilapia than catfish. So tilapia thrive there than in those states. Yeah, because there is a high demand over there.
I'm having a concern about the funding for fish farmers. If this thing is this business is as lucrative as we say it is, or as you say it is, I would have thought banks, especially microfinance banks, will be in a hurry to throw their weight behind you financially. But we're not saying that.
That's another problem.
Yes. So how do we deal with that?
Yeah, banks, they are not willing to give out loan to
because they probably don't see promise in it.
Not that.
Okay.
Because a lot of bankers, they are even into fish farming. Yes. So I know of a lot of them that who are into fish farming.
So the irony is they don't seem to be interested in funding the business
at all. The reason is just because they don't want to put their money in a long-term investment.
Oh, I get it. Fish farming is long-term.
Yes, 5-6 months.
Okay. So for the banks, that's long.
It's a long-term. I do say to my
okay.
What they will give the return should be. That's what they're interested in.
Not as long as 6 months.
At all. At all. No way they will give to establish a fish. No matter how beautiful your proposal will be, they won't. They won't give you.
What are some lessons you have learned over the years? I mean, having seen 20 years, that's a lot of experience under your.
Yeah.
What are some valuable lessons you have learned over the years, which have only not guided you as a fish farmer, but you want to share with upcoming fish farmers as well?
Yeah, you or somebody who is intending to be a fish farmer.
Yes.
First and foremost, do not go into it before looking for a consultant.
Okay, that's like placing the cart before the horse.
Exactly. You look for a consultant before you even think of being a fish farmer.
Okay.
Because if you construct a fish ponds or you are build a fish farm before you now look for a consultant, the consultant will come and look at so many wrong things. Definitely, you are not an expert. You won't know what to do. You'll be doing things out of what you know.
Yes.
So when the consultant comes, he will not be going for a damage control.
Damage control.
Yes. Then damage shall be done. Then damage control is 50-50.
Chances are slim.
Yes, very, very. Very, very. Then issue of power.
Yeah.
We use more than 70 to 80% of our profit to pump water.
Only water?
Yes.
So what are you still doing in the business?
My dear, that is the reason why we are crying.
Okay.
Give all this power so that we can thrive in this business.
I've been to your farm. I saw the connectivity for water. How water runs through one tank to another.
Yes.
Could there be an alternative to sinking the borehole as far as making water available for the fishes?
Without power?
With power, yes, but without having to. Isn't there a natural way to ensure that water just runs into?
Then it must be close to a river.
It must be close to a river.
Yes.
And not everybody has that privilege.
Exactly.
Okay.
Close to a river. It's very tedious.
Yeah.
Too tedious to do. That's what we call 80 pounds.
80 pounds.
Yes. If we have power available, we will be bank every day. But as we speak, there is no power.
Yeah.
You cannot remove 3 hours a day. And you have to pump water at least for 18 hours a day. There is no economy that will run with diesel and succeed. No business that will diesel and succeed. In about, I think 2006, 2007, one Israeli to do state to look at the state how we're going to set up a fish mill, fish project or any fish mill in this state. I said why? I said for that 7 days, he calculated the power supply in this state. It was just 17
business. I mean, across board now, whether you're in farming, fish farming, you're in poultry or pig or whatever it is, because now the government appears to be shifting attention gradually towards agric. Do you think you see any prospects in that becoming of benefits to those of you in fish farming?
At all. We are not seeing any light in it at all.
So what's your reason?
As we speak, nothing is happening.
But it's just a gradual process. You don't think in the long run there
for how many months? For how many months? We are individual effort.
But I also believe that there will be more revenue accrued to fish farmers, and of course, contributing appreciably to the economy if exports becomes possible. What are some things we need to do to make
food be a waste effort? The gen that will take care of that is about 500 kVA.
500 kVA.
kVA, yeah.
That can power an entire community.
You can imagine.
Yes.
The only way we can power that machine is through
public power.
Public power. And we don't have that. You cannot be. They will guarantee you of 3 hours a day. So the machine is just a general thing. That's why we resort to carrying fish feed to this country. Billions of dollars is being spent annually to import fish feed, and we have all those local things here that we can use to manufacture those fish feed.
Well, what are some lessons really? Because we've heard about these stories of fish being imported from other countries. Let's not go through the rigors of having to name these countries, but what are some lessons we could learn from these countries and ensure that we also raise our game as far as production, commercial production of fish is concerned?
Those fishes we are talking about, they are all sea fishes. Like the one they call scobian, it's a sea fish. Like the one they call SSA, it's a sea fish. Tilapia, the croaker, it's a sea fish. Baza, it's a sea fish. So it's just in the open sea.
Yes.
They go there and fish and import it to this country for us to consume. This one is different.
What makes it different?
Yeah, because you have to cage it and capture it.
Okay. So the other ones are let loose.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So with little or no finance, those ones can harvest and push to this country for us to consume.
On the contrary, over here you are responsible for the survival of your fish.
Exactly. Those ones they don't pay for power. They don't pay for anything. Or they just go there with their net, scoop the fishes, then carton it and push to us to consume. But catfish is not like that. Catfish must culture it from the hatchery. It's a hard work from the hatchery to table size. So there is no way you can compete with those people.
For now, at least.
It's impossible. 2008, 2009, they were even importing fish from I don't want to mention countries now, into this country. Catfish into this country. What we produce here. So it took a very struggle. Some of us struggled about it, petitioning those we are doing. Yes, we are behind it. So thank God for those the past ministers. He listened to us and immediately drastic thing was done about it.
Exactly. That's my own concern personally. I know the immediate past Minister of Agric, Dr. Adewumi Adesina, who happens to be the president of the African Development Bank.
Exactly.
All right, had made effort to ensure that Agric became something everyone could actually look up to after oil. I mean, one would have thought that efforts were also made to ensure that fish farming got some attention. But I think that's an issue for another time. For now, there have also been issues, insinuations, if you will, about the fact that the fish we buy and consume here are genetically modified, and as such, some people say they are not healthy for consumption. You want to say something about that?
That is not true. Although I will rule the fact that some guys are trying to beat to cut corners.
Cut corners, yeah.
Yes. Two things that will make fish not good for consumption. One, drugs. Two, chemicals.
Are you saying you don't use those?
No. Right now we are using herbal drugs to take care of fishes. Because those drugs we are talking about, there are some 3-4 weeks withdrawal date from the fishes. From that day you administer that drug, till 4 weeks, that fish is not fit for human consumption. So if you eat it, it will be a problem. Herbal drugs, no. You can administer today, tomorrow you eat the fish.
And safe.
Yeah, very, very safe. Very, very safe. There are some drugs that are still good. That you can apply today. By 2-3 weeks, 3 days, you fit.
Now, in bullet points, what are some 2-3 things you think we need to do? Your association, for example, individual fish farmers, and of course the governments, maybe corporate bodies that could be of financial assistance to ensure that we move this sub-sector, as it were, to the direction where it should be heading, winning ways, if you will. What are some things we should do?
Yeah, part of the government, they must provide the enabling environment.
Yes.
For us to thrive.
Okay.
1, power. 2,
grant. Okay.
3, road to international market.
For export.
For export. Then the association side of it, we must help ourselves. We must help ourselves. We must create an avenue to help ourselves. We should not just say government has not helped us. Then therefore we have no right to help another person, or to put our heads together and look for a way forward. We must move forward.
Yeah. Then what would you say to maybe financial institutions who are reluctant to fund, as you call it, long-term business of fish farming?
Yeah, a time will come that we will come to beg us.
You see that happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Together, we will make it. Yes. They will come to beg us for finance. Please come
to finance your venture.
Yeah, yeah. Please, I want to come and finance.
Even though I'm not a fish farmer, I feel tempted to want to join you in that optimism, really, because I believe, I see a lot of hope in fish farming. I've been to several places where you have fish farms. I think I see a lot happening in the next couple of years for good, because interest is kind of on the increasing side. Then, of course, the only place I know there could be some challenge is maybe awareness. You already dealt with that area where you said that before you start a fish farm, for example, the first thing to do, smart thing to do, is to ensure that you use the services of a consultant.
Exactly.
You don't want to do it the other way, where you get to start first. By the time you start failing, then you start using a consultant.
Exactly.
What happens in that situation, you said, will be that you are actually doing damage control.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah.
We've been talking, Dr. Sam Obomase and myself, about fish farming. We've been talking about the challenges, how that you need some money to actually begin a fish farming business. It's capital intensive. He has told us about the technical aspect of fish farming, and the fact that government needs to also do more, state government, local government, federal government, then the financial institutions too. Then you who wants to start a fish pond, or you want to start fish business generally, some things you must know. For example, he emphasized the fact that you've got to be aware there's need for you to use a consultant. Then he also made continuous reference to awareness. You've got to know what you should know about fish farming. That is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. You must know certain things before you venture into fish farming. He's told me too about the efforts being made by his association, then individual fish farmers. And we're hoping that in the next couple of years, with all of this noise being made about diversification and the drastic shift over time to the agricultural sector, that the fish farming subsector, or the fishery subsector, if you will also begin to enjoy some attention in terms of exports, which for somebody like Dr. Obomase is actually an area you don't want to shy away from. If you want a fish farming business to see the light of day. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has taken out time to watch Today Business this week. And we at Mofwegwe, this is that time where we get to take a look at commodities prices. We get to do this again next week Friday at exactly 1:30. Enjoy the whole of your weekend.
This is ITV. Certainly the best.
God, who was there for you.
It is yet another month of God's glory in Benin as the hill of deliverance mission to faithful citizens. Today's reality team nights of date Wednesday 11th to Friday 13th November 2015. Time 10 p.m. daily, 7 a.m. on Sunday. Venue 18 of Harabo Street of St. Xavier Road, Benin City. Ministry Pastor Fosa Imaswe, presiding pastor, and other anointed men of God. There will be word impartation, healing and deliverance, salvation, binding up the brokenhearted, proclaiming liberty to the captives, and experiencing all manners of miracles. Jesus is Lord. Amen.
Passengers daily. Destination across Nigeria with reputable destination. Fitting an executive like you to all luxury vehicles and what customer service. Given the most comfortable travel experience, not only be brought by God is good motto. Come try Nigeria's fine water. Come with God.
God is good motors. Let's transport every day.
Admission. Giving your children good education is a responsibility. Their future depends on it. Pioneer Nursery Primary Secondary School is poised to give that promising child the complete education, moral uprightness, social well-being, acceptable behavior, and intellectual capability required in today's world. Pioneer Education Center is a government-approved institution with an unbeatable team of well-qualified, experienced, and dedicated teachers. The school is fully equipped with an up-to-date laboratory, library, and a safe. Also available is effective transportation for your child. Are you still contemplating on that school to enroll your child? Pioneer Education Center is certainly the place. That the decision and the time in your child's name. Pioneer Education Center at Sparta Lane, off Owosheni, 3rd Cemetery Road, New Benin, Benin City. Jamila Road, near Ramat Park, Ikoba Hill, Benin City. Pioneer Education Center, a school where wisdom and knowledge is.
What's your dream? Can you sing? Do you have a passion for music? This is your chance. Just a song and you will hit the stars. That's right. Geek Entertainment is ready to give you wings to fly. You want to be 5,000 naira. 5,000 will produce and mix your song. Incredible? Yes, this is the promo.
15th of October to 15th of November 2015. We have professionals, producers, and engineers in the South.
Our microphones are industry standard with signal processors for voice enhancement. At Deep End Entertainment, we master your produced songs. Check us out now with your 5K and fulfill your dreams at number 19 of the Street off Ugbo Road by station GRA Benin City, or call us on
08093112890 08087256473 08054499975.
Deep Entertainment, a step ahead. Better every crossing the length and breadth of Nigeria with safe, comfortable, executive and affordable transport services with our brand new buses and Toyota Sienna cars. Have a jolly ride with us today from any of our in Benin, 24 Donsi Road, Benin City, Lagos, Edmond Crescent, Macaulay Way, Jibo, Yaba, Iyanagbaja, is on Energy Filling Station, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, Yanagbaja, Ibadan, 30 Oyo Road, Agbo, near University of Ibadan Gate, Port 13 Aba Road by Corner Filling Station, Port Harcourt, and 7 Rumukurushi Road, Port Harcourt. In Abuja, 65 Moses Majekodunmi Crescent, Taco District behind Arab Contractors, Bega Junction, Abuja. In America restaurant premises along Abuja Okene Highway, Lokaja 109B, Warri Sapele Road, Sapele 2, Efuru Sapele Road, Warri, Delta State, and Mowe, Ogun State, inside Corner Oil Filling Station, Lagos, near the Redeemer. Customer care lines 0803 4504. Eagle Line Drive. Jesus leads.
You said of Flight Ministries International presents Rulers Gathering Convention 2015 with the Greater Glory. Date Wednesday 21st to Sunday 25th October 2015 at 4:30 p.m. daily. Exceptional Leadership Summit for pastors and workers will on Saturday at 9 a.m. Powered by Gas Forum. Climax is on 5th October. Venue of flight kilometer 4, Benin Auchi Road, Urura, Benin City. Speakers are Joseph Ojo, Lagos, Bishop Uzo Onyekwere, Bishop Ikiru Uzo Onyekwere. Date again is Wednesday 21st to Sunday 25th of 2015. It is 4:30 p.m. Leadership Summit, Pastors and Church Hold on Saturday 24th October 2015 at 9 a.m. Climax is on Sunday 25th October 2015 at 8 a.m. Venue Beacon of Light, kilometer 4, Benin Auchi Road, Urura, Benin City. In new dimension.
This is ITV.